and today I'm going to be doing a video that was requested for Infinite, but whenever I do something for Infinite, I have to do it for Super Junior too, to keep things fair. So I do have a thread for non-titles for Infinite on Twitter, and I started working on one for Super Junior in October, and then I just never finished it. So I did go through and listen to all of the music yesterday while I was on a plane, or looked through all of the, all the albums, and I'm gonna go through all of them. But I do have like the first couple on Twitter, but hopefully I can finish this thread at some point soon. Super Junior 05, my favorite songs are track number 4, Rock This House, and then track number 7, Over, and track number 8, Keep in Touch. So I'm a big fan of this album. I actually feel like this entire album overall is just very overlooked for Super Junior's discography because it was released so long ago, but this actually has a lot of classic Super Junior songs on it, and Twins and Miracle are both like very classic Super Junior songs title track wise. Yeah, a lot of these songs just have Kyuhyun's rap in it, which is just like, I miss that a lot actually. Over fits Yesung's voice perfectly, so you should definitely listen to Over. And then Rock This House is just a fun, like, upbeat song, and I feel like it's timeless. Like, it definitely would do well today. For Don't Dawn, I'm just gonna try to like not elaborate too much on what my favorites are, just because this is gonna take a long time. So for Don't Dawn, my favorite songs, this is actually one of my favorite Super Junior albums, fun fact. So my favorite songs on this are She's Gone, Sapphire Blue is a really, really good song. Mirror, oh my god, Mirror is so good. But there wasn't too much difference between this and the repackage, so I'm not gonna go through this for the repack just because. Oh, I don't have the U single. I always forget the U single. The U single has like no songs on it because, like I said, it's a single, but my favorite song of the two non-titles is Lovely Day. I love Lovely Day. It's such a cute song. For the third album, this is version B of it, but I do have all 3 versions. My favorite songs on this are Why I Like You, Monster, and She Wants It. But a lot of this album, this actually like is Super Junior's most famous album. This is what really got them to be like a really popular group. So every song on this album is actually perfect, and you should listen to this entire album. Monster though is definitely my favorite, and it doesn't sound like EXO's Monster, but still a very, very good song. I prefer it over EXO's Monster. Bonamana, Shake It Up, such a fun song. Definitely would recommend that song. And also Boom Boom was what they used for first week promotions, so you can go look up a performance of that, but also a very good song. No Other is the repackage of Bonamana, and I'm gonna start counting repacks from the 4th album up because I feel like they become more legitimate after the third album. My favorite song from No Other non-title track is A Short Journey, which is when Kyuhyun was about to go into the army. Every time I listen to it, it just kind of brings me back to when I was first getting into Super Junior and Kyuhyun was like, see you later, and I was like, wait, where are you going? I thought that was a really, really cute song, and also Kyuhyun doesn't get to sing a lot in Super Junior songs, especially not in their earlier stuff. Like a very Kyuhyun focused song is always like really nice. 5th album, Mr. Simple, one of my favorite albums from Super Junior for sure. But yeah, my favorite songs from this, Opera, which was a Japanese title track, so you could possibly not count that, but it wasn't a Korean title track. Superman, which just is amazing. This is such like a great song to get you pumped up about anything, mostly Super Junior. My Love, My Kiss, My Heart, really, really good song. It's a KRY song, I believe. And then Walk In is a really like chill song that you could listen to while you're walking to class or something. And then the repack, Acha. I love Acha. Acha is actually one of my favorite repacks, which is again why Mr. Simple is one of my favorite albums from Super Junior. Andante, I talked about in my Infinite video, which I did the same thing for Infinite, so go look up that video, that I am obsessed with Super Junior ballads, and I love their ballads. Andante is one of the best Super Junior ballads. Love yourself and listen to that song. Oops, which features VIXX, and that's a really fun song. Definitely look up the lyrics to that song because it's just like them bragging about themselves and VIXX being like, okay. So it's really funny. SFS, Sexy Free and Single. This like limited edition is really easy to grab on my shelf, so I grabbed this one. Not limited edition, this is version A. Promise You, again, one of my favorite songs. This is their 6th album. I'm Love From You, which is not all the members, but 5 or 6 members. They promoted it. It's a song made for Elf, and I just love that. Gulliver is also a really fun song. Kind of reminds me of Oops in a way. It's just them just being like. And then Daydream, like I said, Super Junior ballads, love them. Daydream is another one of my all-time favorite Super Junior ballads. And then we go on to Spy, which is the Repack. Haru is my favorite song from the Repack songs. Mamacita, and my favorite song from Mamacita is Too Many Beautiful Girls, which actually one of Zapper7love's like least favorite Super Junior songs, fun fact, but I really love that song. I never know how to say the name of the song, but Evanescence, they promoted it a little bit when they promoted the Repack of this album. They promoted Evanescence, and I recently just really fell in love with Evanescence again. I'm not sure what my reasoning was, but I've just been listening to it a ton, so I'm obsessed with that. This Is Love was the repackage. This is Donghae's version of the repackage. It says Donghae on the back. So my favorite song from This Is Love is Don't Leave Me, which is what I used in my Super Junior 11th anniversary video that I made, that song, because it just makes you cry. The last of the full group stuff is Devil and Magic. So from Devil, my favorite song is Don't Wake Me Up, which is a Dini song. I know, I have a whole section to talk about Dini, but I love Don't Wake Me Up. It reminds me a lot of their The Beat Goes On album. I feel like it was almost included on The Beat Goes On, and then they just didn't include it. Alright, it's a really pretty song. That's a full group song. We Can, which is, oh, so beautiful. I love that song. And then Stars Appear, I'm completely obsessed with. And then from Magic, the repackage of the special album, Sarang is my favorite song from this album. Now we have to move on to the subunits, and for Infinite, this was kind of like a quick thing, but for Super Junior, it's really not. KRY, so the only thing between their two singles that I felt like talking about was Point of No Return from their second Japanese single, Join Hands. Point of No Return is actually like the entire reason that I want a full album from KRY. Not that it's gonna happen for a long time, but I want a full album from KRY because Point of No Return is such a beautiful, perfect song. I just need more KRY. Then we'll go into the KRY individual members, so starting with the busiest KRY member, Kyuhyun. So his first mini album, Aquaphone Moon, I love Flying Deep in the Night and At Close. This entire album is just like extremely beautiful. I really love it. Kyuhyun's second album, Fall Once Again. I'm a really big fan of Piano Forest and Because I Miss You. I believe Piano Forest is more of an upbeat song on the album, and Because I Miss You is more of a ballad, but Q's ballads are gorgeous. And then we have his third album, Waiting Still. And my favorite song on this album, I think this has my favorite title track, but it has my least favorite non-titles from all of his albums. When With Me is a really good song. Definitely would recommend that. And then we have Yesung's album. I'm not gonna go through a single. Here I Am. Between is a really good song, and then he has Confession, which features Chanyeol of EXO. Also a really good song. He like Instagrammed the album cover for this the other day, and I was like, can you release another album? Then we have Ryuk's The Little Prince, and my favorite songs on this are definitely Foxy Girl and Hello. Both of them are pretty upbeat kind of songs. I really like Ryuk's album. I'm glad he got to release one before he went into the army. And then we move on to Henry, because that's just my thought process, the way I was doing it. So Henry Lau, his first mini album, Trap. I love Henry's music. Holiday and My Everything. This entire album is just such like a feel-good album. And then 143 I really like too, but that was a title track. And then for Fantastic, Need You Now with Koya. I like posted this on Facebook the other day because I was listening through this album to find my favorites, and I was like, remember when my two worlds collided and everything was great? I had a Super Junior member working on, or an Infinite member featuring on a Super Junior member's album, and then Butterfly featuring Silgi. It's a really good song too. Chomi's albums actually are really good too. I definitely recommend Henry and Chomi's albums if you like are looking for some good Super Junior solo stuff, because they're so good. Rewind, Colorblind, could have been a title track. There's a Korean and a Chinese version of it on this. I recommend both. And then Loving You featuring Victoria. If you're looking for some good SM China Line song, there you go. And then What's Your Number, his second album, Half of Me. Half of Me. That's all you need to listen to. Empty Room is good too, but Half of Me. And then for M&D, from DIY, my favorite song is Silhouette, for sure. This is such like an interesting, I love M&D because it makes me buy music that I don't usually enjoy, but I enjoy it for some reason. And then from Goodie Bag, I was a big fan of No Dab for a while, but I recently got into Narcissus featuring Wheein of Mamamoo, and I'm currently obsessed with that. Now we have the second stack of subunits. That was just one stack of subunits. So Super Junior M. Starting off with Me. Me has a lot of Korean songs made into Chinese. There's not too much new music on Me, but I do love the Chinese version of Miracle. I think it's really pretty. In My Arms. I don't know where to put this. Right there. The first mini album, Supergirl, which is like their first real like release. Blue Tomorrow has always been like a guilty pleasure of mine, and then Only You. I really like both of those songs. For Perfection, I have the repackage in my hand, but I have both. Destiny is such a pretty song, and then Confession is also a great song. From Breakdown, which is their second full-length album, what a concept. Oh my gosh. Go is a really good song, it's really fun, and then It's You, and then Tunnel. Tunnel is really good as well. And then from Swing, which is their most recent release, which is not recent at all, it's from 2014, Addiction and Fly High. Fly High is always like a really fun. That's it for Super Junior M, and then we go into D&E, and I limited it to 3 D&E releases because I think it goes through the D&E songs pretty well. So from The Beat Goes On, the only Korean thing they've ever released, and I hope they release another one. There's a rumor that they're gonna come back late this year or early next year after they get out of the army, and oh my gosh, if that's true, I'll actually cry. The Beat Goes On, Sweater and Jeans, one of like my favorite, and then Breaking Up, and then I liked Chokiwa, but that was a title track, and then Still You was a title track at one point too, so I can't talk about that either. But and this is from Ride Me. This is their first Japanese album, which features all of their Japanese singles basically. Hello, really good song. 10 Years is gorgeous, 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 and When You Cry, also gorgeous. And then this is from their first mini album in Japan, Present. This was released right after The Beat Goes On, so there's a lot of similarities. Wine, one of my all-time favorite D&E songs. And then Wonderland, really pretty. I'm pretty sure that was on a Japanese single too. And Where Is She? Where Is She is one of my top ones too. I wish there had been a Korean version of that released. I love that song. And then Gift was one of the bonus songs you could get on this version of the album. The CD DVD version, the CD music video DVD version. So that is all of Super Junior's music, me going through and telling you all of my favorite non-title tracks. Like I said in my Infinite one, if you want me to go through another group that you know I really like, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you ever have any suggestions or things you want to see from me on my channel, definitely leave those down in the description box or in the comment section. What am I saying? Down in the comment section down below. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye!